All right, awesome. Omer, thank you so much for joining us, talking a little bit about the 2020 NBA draft. Like we mentioned, this process is a little bit different this year with no live workouts, face-to-face interviews. How are you preparing for the draft right now without having the traditional methods in play?
I would say it's been really a blessing to have this team around me that I have right now. COVID has been really, I guess, staggering for a lot of guys. And again, as I said, I've been blessed to have a gym that I can work out and have a team around me. And as you said, the workouts are not going to happen. The combine is not going to happen. So that puts another unknown factor and like a little block of the full experience of being in the draft and competing against the other guys. But the past 5-6 months, this is the biggest off season anybody has had, I would say. And it's an unusual situation, but it's what you make of it at the end of the day. And I've been working out 18 times a week, 3 times a day. Taking Thursdays off, and the rest of the time I'm working out. So I would say I'm trying to, make the most of it. And as I said, this system that I've I guess focused around me has been really helpful.
Sounds like you've been busy. Just finished or kind of been a little while removed from your playing in Georgetown this year. 15 points, 10 rebounds, averaged a block and a half. What was your biggest takeaway? I know this is your only year at Georgetown. What was your biggest takeaway from how you played this season?
I think I kept improving and kept picking up my pace, and that was the biggest thing I took away from Coach Ewing. Playing at a higher speed, at a higher gear, at a higher pace. So that's my biggest takeaway. But also, I think I was a little derailed by my injury when I stepped on someone's ankle and twisted mine after the ball game. But I think leading up to that, I just kept grinding and kept working and kept trying to find solutions.
You mentioned work with Coach Ewing, who coincidentally used to coach for the Hornets as a 7-foot big man. I mean, could you have asked for a better guy to learn from to play that position than Patrick Ewing, Hall of Famer, and all the accolades that he has?
Yeah. I mean, especially him being a big man Hall of Famer and, being able to having the ability to touch into or tap into the knowledge that he has. I would say it's been an amazing opportunity, and I'm grateful to have learned from him. And he coached, he played at the level that I want to play in. So hearing from him and hearing his wisdom and the speed, the perfection that he wants things in has been very, very helpful.
You had quite a journey here. You're originally from Turkey. You started your career at NC State, transferred, sat out a year, and then finished at Georgetown. I mean, what did kind of like the sitting out the year, transferring, how did that have an impact on your career?
I would say it was a year that I took to just improve. It was also a faith that I had to take in Coach Ewing, to have to sit out. And, having that opportunity, it also came with, again, that sacrifice. But, I think I made the most of it, staying in the weight room, staying in the gym, making sure I get stronger, faster, and also improve my shot. But, again, it's what you make it. So I tried to make the most of it. I had a whole year and a half, really, if you count the off seasons as well with the team during the summers. So, just having that approach of improving and making sure you're ready, making sure you have, all the tools that you need your senior year was a daily approach, and I think it helped.
You played back in Turkey. You were professional at Fenerbahce, which is, I think, probably one of the top teams in the EuroLeague. And I think you came through the youth system and then came to the NCAA. Coming up in that, having pro experience, how much of an advantage does that give you now taking the next level from college to the NBA?
I would say, being in that pro setting, all the guys around me were 28, 30, 26, you name it. I was 15 when I first got in there. So it was an amazing experience, but also, it was a learning curve. And, having gone through that, I know the pro life, I know the daily regimen that it takes to be a pro. That comes from nutrition, that comes from, taking care of, your body, other than nutrition, whatever it may be. So again, having that experience, I think, under my belt is going to have that, give me that edge. And also, I learned from one of the biggest coaches in Europe, Obradovic, and his knowledge of the game was impeccable. And learning from him, I think I've used a lot of that knowledge and implemented it into college. And going back into that pro setting, that the open court and everything that it comes with, because in college the defenses can collapse a lot to leave the shooters open, but in the NBA everybody's a great player, so you can't leave a lot of people open. So yeah, I think NBA, I would say environment is going to help me the most, because I've been in that pro setting, and also how spaced the floor is, and my recognition of it.
Wrapping up, looking at this Hornets team, took a little bit of a step back last year. We're doing a lot more development. Rookies, second-year guys, third-year guys are a big chunk of the core. What do you know about this franchise? How do you see yourself potentially fitting in with them?
Well, I would say most of your shots come from spot up. I think it's about 23%, and then goes to the ball handler off the pick and roll, and then transition. Those are like the top three the top three styles of play that you guys have. And I think, there are a lot of guys that show a lot of promise. The twins, the Martin twins, I know them from NC State because I played with them and against them. And they're amazing characters, amazing players. You also have other guys like DeMonte Graham, Miles Bridges, all the young guys and the young pieces to energize the team and, push it forward. So I think it might have been a step back, maybe for Charlotte, but I think it educated those guys and helped those guys improve and motivated them really to grind harder and be better for the team next year.